wait a second. I see. I'm too skilled for you. Claiming I've fallen asleep before the stream. Man, come on. 20 seconds late, you get on me. All right, everyone, enjoy the intro. I'll see you in about a minute and a half. Oh, there we go. See? Sometimes the mute happens. Sometimes the mute. I just had to get the chat warmed up. Nah, I did mute it today. Don't worry about that. I was talking all sorts of smack about Square and everything. Anyway, we'll get back onto it. XRP is the coin that everyone is talking about today. Bitcoin, of course, massive breakout through the sessions. Amazing. We did some analysis on that over the weekend. We've done some further analysis today. If you watch my video, you'd know exactly what we were talking about. And now people are going on and on and on about this. Ripple executives filed to dismiss SEC lawsuit as XRP prices soar. Look, it was always on the horizon. This was most likely. America cannot actually not be in the game here in terms of having coins that are around the country, and they need XRP. We talked about this a long time ago. It's coming through, but never be prepared, or always be prepared actually, for the pumpy dumpy. Because remember, what does this remind me of? It reminds me of a buy the rumor and sell the fact. We know XRP trades this way, and I'm just going to load up this. I just had to show you it straight away today. Fully diluted market cap here is $169 billion for XRP. So let's think of this going back to $3, okay? Or if it goes back to $3 and kind of doubles off here where it did back in 17, the problem with that is you're looking at a $300 billion coin fully diluted. So you've got to really consider, is this something you want to hold long term, or is this something that you want to trade and be in and out of? The buy the rumor, sell the fact seems to be in play here for XRP. Sir Tickles says, we've got sound. I just like putting it on you guys. Repeat and rewind? Nah. We don't ever rewind. We just keep going. We just power on through. So XRP, a lot of people talking about this one. We'll go over it. There are other massive stories today. Obviously, FDA temporarily halts use of Johnson & Johnson vaccine due to rare blood clotting issues. This is really benefiting, I guess, some of those hyper stonks, the ones that are Teladoc, Square, all of those types of things. And it is putting the punisher on opening stocks, things like Airbnb and others. So there's quite a lot of declining stocks today, and there's a lot of going up stocks. So we'll have a think about that. What's being really affected? It's pretty much the Dow. You'll notice here 0.37%. Look at US 100, only down 0.12. So that's the Nasdaq, and US 500 down 0.32. It's not too. I don't really think it's a big deal. I know that everyone's going on and on about it. I saw you guys having a chat about it before the stream. I don't think that there's still a lot of options for America. And I think that this is just a blip on the overall news horizon. If it did get worse and the market kept coming down, hey, that'll be there. I think of it more as noise for now. You may disagree or agree with me, but that's the way I think about it. Let's check out here BTC. BTC 62,900. I'm just getting closer into the camera just to stare. I had the laser eyes today, guys. We were literally looking at this chart. And I was like, it looks a lot better than people think. And boy, oh boy, were we correct. Look at it go. BTC 62.9, all-time highs, witnessing history during the stream. We've been witnessing history all over 2020, 2021. And now, hopefully, we continue to see and witness history for BTC towards the 65 and 70,000 brackets. Look, this is looking very, very, very strong. I don't really feel like there's any negativity here on this break. There was a survey, and I think the survey says, do I have the survey up? Not that one. By the way, stop sending me messages about, is the Coinbase IPO any good? I don't care about the Coinbase IPO. The Coinbase IPO, if you're in it at the beginning, glorious, welcome to 20x times gains and all that type of stuff. But right now, everyone's looking at it. I cannot tell you. I've literally 30 to 50 people just messaging around saying, hey, what do you think about the Coinbase IPO? What do you guys think about the Coinbase IPO actually? Tell me right now. Is it good or is it bad? What do you guys think? Valuation wise, good or bad? Check out this. These are the things. Still most crowded trade. This is so funny. This is the bullish or Bitcoin position, second most crowded. So this is actually a little survey. And you'll notice in April 21, we had long tech actually down on the previous month. People lost the faith. And then we had, of course, long Bitcoin being the second most popular. So that is an interesting one. Here's another interesting one. Do investors think Bitcoin is a bubble? They say yes. Now, when everyone thinks it's a bubble, it tends not to crash. It's when you get past that stage. It's when you stop talking about the bubble. There's no bubble anymore. It's now, hey, this is legit. We are euphoric. We are moving towards the moon, the moon, the moon. When that goes critical, you'll know you're near the end of Bitcoin, if not right at the end. And then you scroll up here, and this is another interesting one I had here. Exhibit 11, only 7% of investors, according to this survey, think we're in a bubble. And most people seem to think we're at the late stage of a bull market or early stage of the bull market. I'm probably more here, and I know that sounds insane, but this is actually where Tom is. Tom is here, sitting in early stage bull market. Because the bull market was technically taken out when you dropped over 20%. That's what happens. That's what happens. So, yeah, there's just some very interesting stuff coming through. Johnson, just to recap, XRP going mental through the SEC stuff. We've got Johnson & Johnson. The FDA approval has been taken away for the COVID vaccine at this stage. That's hitting markets. And of course, we also have just some quick little snippets about what people are saying about the market. Let's see what people think about Coinbase. Not a fan of Coinbase, says Sam. Bad, rubbish, says Blue Nova. Pumpy and dumpy, says Conscious. Overvalued, says Shane. Thumbs up, says John White. Good morning, BABA, please, says Dino. Well, there we go. There wasn't that many thoughts about Coinbase. Let's scroll over and start looking at the market, shall we? Let's go back to the BTC. So BTC cleared these levels. Looks very, very good. Scroll down into the 2 hour. It doesn't really matter what time frame we're on. All of it was making a series of slightly higher lows. That has a sequence to usually push it through, and things were good. Now, could there be pullbacks here in BTC? Sure, but it does look like it's ready to move towards the next 5,000 and the next 10,000 bracket, and it's just because the coiling features of the market. Remember, if a market stops multiple times before and then breaks through, it usually doesn't just stop at something like 63, it will continue going up and through. Let's move over to Ethereum, and then we'll continue going through coins, and then we'll go into the markets. So 2,225, new all-time high here for Ethereum today. You've got now very strong kind of buying pressure, you would think, at the 2,200 as well. So that's going to be strong. 2,300, 2,400, of course, become open. Expect it to move in line with Bitcoin this time round, and things are looking good. You can see here the percentages on the side. Ethereum slightly behind Bitcoin's move over this period. Then we have ADA, 135. This is actually breaking out as we talk. This is going past our 133 resistance. It's just another beautiful chart. We spoke about it yesterday. This is very strong looking trend. This is very strong looking movement here. Closure above all the highs. That's the type of thing you want to see towards the $1.47 again for ADA Cardano. And because this is a serious coin, maybe even a reprice of the market cap. So you can actually look at ADA. We won't maybe do it today. I don't know if we've got time. There's so much going on. But maybe like an ADA versus like a BTC, an ADA versus an ETH, all of those types of things. Those ratios will be something that I would strongly be looking at when it comes to trying to get a reprice going on here for Cardano. 135, this looks like a breakout. Where do you guys think Cardano goes next? I'm very interested to know. LTC, please. She's moving, Mark says. Oh, LTC. I don't care about LTC, but I'll look maybe. I know that the percentages are there, but LTC. I'd almost rather look at Bitcoin Cash. Almost. Let's check out DOT 41. This one's always slower moving. Usually Cardano goes first, DOT goes second. Understand these movements, very important to do so. Link chilling around 33.45. Nothing strong here. This is continuing to make higher lows though, so that's good. And I would expect this to also be moving. It'll move a little bit slower than the others. It'll be behind them. And then XRP now 1.7. So we know this is trading incredibly similar to basic human psychology. It found kind of like a little bit of resistance around the dollar. Then it went to $1.50. Look how it stops just below $1.50. But now XRP is at 170. Now, do I think 175 will stop it? It's feasible, but I think it's more likely somewhere around 198, 199 stops this one. It just looks very strong. You take even this move. What is this move? That should be 50 cents-ish or something like that. It's a little bit under actually, because of course 50 cents would be, oh no, it should be around 50 cents. Dollar to here. And then the breakout again, you're looking at getting close up there to that point. So I think $1.98, $1.99 makes sense here for this, but don't be prepared or don't think it's going to $10 like a lot of people are saying. It's not going to $10 in this run. It's not possible. It's too big a market capitalization. It's just too big. Mark these words, Q says. ADA 143.7 being sent back from the future. I know this. What about 147, Q? What about 147? Daryl Wong says 145. Mark honestly says that hurts. That's all right. LTC, we'll look. $1.80 for ADA, says Laurie. ADA $100, says Cameron Chevrolet. I don't know if Cameron knows about market capitalization, but I like the enthusiasm there. Very cool. That's a lot. Remember, guys, give us likes today if you can. Unfortunately, we lost a bunch of likes yesterday in the algorithm. That was a bit sad. We got to 500, we got to 700, we got to 800, and then we went all the way back down to 300. So like it, don't unlike it. That's the idea. If you enjoy it, do that as much as possible. XRP, all these coins, they are moving, but I'm just looking at BTC the most. I want to see how it interacts with 65 if it gets there. And then I want to actually follow over to ADA. I think ADA is very interesting. XRP, if you're not on it, it's getting pretty close to, I think, what you would expect the end of this pure pump cycle to be. And I do think that when the SEC news comes out, it'll be like this. Boom, and then bang, straight back down. Because will it go into a whole, like that boom will be big because you'll get Coinbase coming back on. Everyone will be ready. They'll all be clicking their switches. All the exchanges will be allowing it. But I think it'll be pumpy and then dumpy. That's just my opinion. Obviously, you need to think about what your plans are here. Geo says going over $10. Man, where are the bulls are here today? That's some crazy levels. Take my like, says Nathan Elliott. Appreciate it. ADA, the same price as Bitcoin. Oh, man. You guys are so bullish today. Almost terrifies me. Why so bullish? Now, what is it? What's Buffett say? It's time to be a little bit fearful? No, it's no fear yet. But hopefully we need to be prepared for all situations, because the charts are saying strength, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be strength. Let's check out US 100 here. This is actually a very strong chart on the smaller time frames. Here's the 2 hour. You guys know I like the 2 hour, the 8 hour, the 4 hour, all these higher time frames whenever possible. I just noticed this before. Little bit of a series of higher lows on the futures. This is the current trade here for the Nas. It looks like the Nasdaq is finding further strength out of that Johnson & Johnson. You can see here it's only down 0.01, while the Dow, more of the kind of stocks that are in recovery, those ones only up 0.37. So I like this. It's looking very strong into the session here, the Nas, and it looks like it wants to break this. Why is this such an important zone? When you go over to the daily and the weekly, it'll make more sense. So you can see it's getting a new high here on the weekly if it did close, and the daily, it's coming into that previous resistance of 13,883. So Nas, all about the smaller time frames today, 1 hour, 2 hour, specifically the 2 hour I quite like, and it's all on this resistance, which is just before that 13,888, 13,850. So I think this is looking to break it in the session. Look at even this. You scroll in a little bit here, little bullish hammer sitting here on the 1 hour. Is it that great? No, but it is showing us the story of this is the strongest index for today. And I expect when the market opens, which we're going to see together in not that much time, the market should be liking it. Let's now talk about what's actually moving in the market. Let me load this up. So I'm sure competitors are probably going to be doing okay versus Johnson & Johnson. So we've got Moderna here, 7.82%, 150, liking that Johnson & Johnson news. Zoom video, 1.71. Teladoc Health. God, Teladoc's been pretty poor recently. 1.26%, 184.30. FedEx, 293. Zscaler, 0.85. Let's refresh. Let's see where they are. Make sure that's still the order. Okay. And on the downside, we've got Johnson & Johnson, Baidu, still suffering. I mean, Baidu just keeps losing money each day here. And then we've got some of the others. So Target, Boeing, some of the recovery plays getting beaten around. We'll move over to the hyper stocks. Let's have a look at the hyper speculation. Of course, the weed stocks continuing to get hit. Now, a few people said, oh, what do you think about this? Well, this is the problem. These companies burn cash. So when they have a lackluster result, and of course, they were already riding high based on their pump that happened, of course, through the January-Feb period, that's why they're down so much. We scroll down through here, Riot blockchain 8.91. Of course, Mara is doing very well. I saw a few people mention that. Anything to do with Bitcoin today is strong, and that's why things like Square as well were moving. In fact, let's quickly click on Square. Square is up 0.56% at a 266.69. 266.69. Mountain Fortress says, I don't think that Nasdaq will hit 14,000 today. Biggest red stick ever on market open. Biggest red stick ever. Wow, that's a big call, man. I'm not sure about the biggest red stick ever. All right, let's load up Forex Factory because we will have news coming through here. We, of course, have CPI coming out soon, I believe. Where are we? What day am I on? Tuesday. CPI 10:30 my time, which, of course, is 1 hour before the market opens. We'll have this number. Now, I think Mountain Fortress is probably alluding to this affecting the markets. Let me just quickly check here. Oh, these are some other people. There we go. We've detected a spike in the number of people chatting about Tilray. I love those kind of ones. Kathy bought Zoom yesterday, says Gravity Falls. Yeah, I don't know about that one. And the whole Zoom play is, you know what I think. I think it's getting better valuation price, but it's still not the most interesting. We'll come back over to this in 10 minutes, guys. CPI coming out in 10 minutes for the US. This could affect quite a few trades. Now, if anyone didn't see BABA yesterday, I did a private video about this in our private community. I chucked it up there. Make sure you go check it out. But yeah, I just want to talk about it here as well. So basically a closure out of 240. That's a strong move here for BABA. That's the type of thing you're looking for. Resistance smashed through. Now we get probably a little bit of a pullback, then hopefully further recovery into 260. What are you looking at in this type of one? You're looking at taking the range and then extrapolating that range out. Now, this may not be a cup of tea for obvious reasons. There could be still a lot of risks here, but from a trade perspective, that's the type of closure that you're looking for in terms of market structure and everything else. This is Alibaba, by the way, quite a strong movement and quite nice. So yeah, I do really enjoy that one. Not too bad. Glenn Ang says, hi Tom, Net seems to be lagging behind the likes of Pan W, Crowd and Zscaler. Any thoughts on that? Not really. I think a lot of these stocks, they require earnings. And I think that because Net had its earnings maybe like at the beginning a little bit more, and then it disappointed, and specifically they sandbagged their earnings for the next quarter. I think people are looking at that. If you go back and read the actual fundamentals in there, read the report, you'll notice that Cloudflare, which is Net, they said something about the fact that they didn't expect as much growth. Now, last time they said that, they lied, and they ended up smashing it out of the ballpark. But that could be one of the reasons that it is lagging behind there. Also, I think Crowd had a very good result. That was pretty nice. Harry comes in here. Value stocks are going to sell off hard on the Johnson & Johnson news. Not even the CPI can save it now. I think that this is not that big a deal. I mean, it seems like it's a big deal, but in the essence, it won't be as big as you think. US 10-year treasuries up 0.75%, still fine. Anyone that worries about these, don't worry. 1.95 is still the trigger to 2, which is where you'll get a little bit more concerned if it gets back over there. I think that's the big one. Tesla coming through here. 700, guys. Give it a clap for Tesla. Finally, above 700. And guess what? You got upgrades yesterday as well. You got all these upgrades coming in. Suddenly, Wall Street likes Tesla again. They said it was crap. Now they say it's okay. They've put their targets up to 1,000. They've put their targets up to 800. Some have got targets at 170. It's still probably one of the most divided stocks. For anyone that doesn't know as well, Binance have opened up Tesla, I believe, to being able to be traded here. So it's probably going to be a slight beneficiary of very strong Bitcoin if that continues through the next month. And yeah, I mean, basically 705 in the pre. That's good. 705 is good. 720 remains our resistance problem. And if it closes above there, then hopefully we can start triggering towards 780, 800 range. This is the target. This is what we would call the participation phase in the market. All right, Mike H says US $4.99. Please do either DraftKings or ASO Sports you choose. Maybe I'll do both, Mike, because you've started the super chats and I appreciate that. So let's do both of them. Plus, I like both companies. So let's check out DraftKings to start off with. 57.87, actually down 0.28 this morning. Okay, this chart does not look that solid when you're looking at it from a pure charting perspective. It's on support, which is good. However, when you think about this sequence, what sequence have we got here? We've got down, we've got up, and then of course, today, if we close underneath here, we're making a new low. Now, I would not want to see that because what is this? It's a peak, it's a trough, it's a lower peak, and then a lower trough. And this type of sequence is really not ideal. Anyone that's done our course, that's done our technical analysis masterclass, you should go check that out over at fxevolution.com. Yeah, really, you need to understand this concept very well. You need to know that when a trend changes that way, and there's some other nuances to it, that it's telling you that actually weakness is here. Now, it hasn't closed below, so that's the good news. But if it does get under there, I would expect further weakness in this stock. So let's go out to the weekly here and check out what's going on. So firstly, this is the most important zone in a very long time. Weekly 20, weekly 20, weekly 20. It has to hold this area. Weekly 20, weekly 20. Like, this was the only time it got below, and that was in pretty epic sell-off. So where does it go next time if it gets through here? I think the problem is, there's no clear great level. Go back to the daily. I mean, there's a little bit of structure around that 55 like last time. But I think this sequence would be forcing it even further down. Maybe 50, maybe where the 200 SMA is. So if it closed underneath, I could see DraftKings going down here, finding buying pressure just because of the 50, etc. And then hopefully wait for that turnaround, and then you could get back into it. I like the stock. It is a cool stock. There's some cool things to be, bullish about and happy about on this one. However, that needs to hold today for this. Let's check out ASO. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Okay, this one's doing a lot better. I still think this is a strong one. I think you've asked me about this a few times, Mike. You were wondering why it went back down. Let's say the Johnson & Johnson stuff kind of blows over and people get a bit more bullish on the markets. This can continue to move up. Of course, this is a sports recovery play. People going out, buying new stuff, buying all the like I told you about the golf club story. Golf clubs are going mental here in Australia. People just buying golf clubs left, right, and center because they want to go and do a sport based on the fact that they've been locked up for so long. And yeah, this is looking good. Decision was actually made to go long yesterday. Long leg doji means indecision. Now you've got confirmation that the market actually wants to continue up. So this is a strong kind of signal. Today might be a little bit of a hiccup, but overall it was telling you the narrative was good going into today's news. Thank you very much, Mike, for getting that started. Looks like we've got another donation coming in here. Name, last name. That's actually what it says. Super chatted. PLN $10. What do you think about AIOZ Networks BSC? All right, I'll do it. AIOZ Networks wrapped ether. Oh, this is going to be a really tough one. I mean, it's basically new. It's come down like a lot of these do. They don't all launch gloriously. I'm not sure what it sold for. Looks like it came in about 8th of April in terms of this information here. There's no TA here, man. Like, how can you TA something that's just come out? I mean, you would say that this 0.0 millions of 0.07 has been buying pressure. There's still very little trade here. And if it comes down here, you want to see it bounce off that zone again. Maybe it can range for a little bit and then hopefully go back to where you want it to be, which is that 0.0011 area. I think that this is the support that you're watching on this chart right now. But other than that, there's just nothing for me. I can't speak on it fundamentally or anything to do with what I think of the company because I do not know it. 5.4% now on BTC. It's cracked the 63K. It's pretty exciting news. We'll go back over to some of our indices. So the Russell 2000 down 0.76%, down 220.04. So right on that level, right on our zone. If it can't break past the 223, which it hasn't done yet, so this level up here, it's not looking long for now. So let's see if this news rocks it around today. We'll have to find out more, but I'm hoping that this bullish movement occurs. If it goes bearish under here, I spoke about in today's video, I think we're going back to 215, 214, and then underneath that, of course, back down to 208. So that'll all be on today's trade. 1 minute now to the CPI. How much? Literally 50 seconds. We'll check it out soon. Currently, Sam says 1,318 people still need 169 likes. I do appreciate all the likes at the moment, guys. I'm telling you, we lost a few yesterday, so it does help to get the name of the stream out and help me to do these. Welcome also to the 1,311 people joining us for the session. Anyone going in Coinbase IPO, says Ruru2. There we go. Core CPI about to hit. Here we go. We'll probably watch the charts. So let's chuck it on the US 500. Oh, do we want to chuck it on a 4 chart? All right, let's go US 100. Look at the dollar index. Let's watch and see whether this thing actually does anything. And we'll check the Dow as well. So we've got them all up. Here comes the data. So the data's in. I don't have the data on me just yet. Does it move it? Okay. Slight decrease there in the NAS, at least initially. These are all on 1 hours. Let's move down to the 1 minute here. So you'll see slight decrease on the NAS coming through. very little movement realistically. Let's have a look over here on the Dow. So the Dow picked up, both picked up. And this is what I say a little bit about the news. I don't care what the news is really that much. The main thing is here is that people get hyped and they always anticipate news being bad or news being good or anything like that. It's not about one news event unless it's non-farms. It's generally about the culmination of many different news events all coming together to create a narrative. And it's very hard for you to read exactly what that narrative is going to play out like. Is it going to just mean the Fed print tons of money and plug the system? Is it going, well, you don't know which one they're going to go with. So it's more important to listen to the words that the Fed are saying or the non-farm payrolls number than necessarily this bit of information. Let's check it out. See what it is. Refresh that one in. See if this is actually loaded yet. Probably hasn't. 0.6, so slightly better than expected. 0.6. Apparently YouTube deletes likes if you ask for them, John says. Is that true? I didn't ask, guys. Just do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. There we are. Chronically Sam says, Rip, never mind. One of these days you will hit 500 likes in the first 30 minutes, says Chronically Sam. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. I don't think so. That seems pretty weird. Is that some like new thing? I'm not sure. 0.6% though for the CPI. That's okay. It's good. It's really not changing much about the narrative for today. Johnson & Johnson not down as much as I thought, so only down 2.16%. I find that very strange. I feel like this stock could go down more. So 158 is not necessarily, that's only in the pre-market. That's not down as much as I thought it would be of this kind of news, because the same thing's going to happen in Australia. The same thing's going to happen in a lot of places in the world. Yeah, the same thing's going to happen in a lot of places in the world. Buy gold, some people are saying. Well, gold is suffering a little bit. Let's have a look at gold. Crypto now, BTC trading at 63,090. So here's gold. We've been talking about this one for some time, whether it's awakening or not. The bottom seems to be in at this stage, but again, it all comes down to the 1760. 1760, 1760, 1760. This is the resistance where the previous support was. Only after that point can you really get hyped up about gold moving forward. Watch the dollar index most importantly for gold. So it's not really this chart you need to be watching. It's this one here. What's going on with the dollar index? Let's go to the 4 hour. So that CPI number actually pushed dollar index maybe a little bit lower there. Let's have a look at the 1 minute chart. There we go. So it's coming through lower. Healthy economy. Theoretically. And now we've got 2 hours moving down. This is keeping the sequence. We didn't get a new high. We got an equal high. So therefore we've got lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, or at least equal high coming into support. If it hits 92 today, there's a good chance that the dollar index continues to weaken through 92. And that will be bullish for gold if that does occur. Gravity falls $5. Would you please, thank you very much, Gravity, as always, would you please take a look at Nestle, NESN? Kind of runs into resistance, but we are all waiting for the dividends. Okay, so NESN. I assume, yep, you want it on the 6, which is this the biggest company in the index over there? I'm not even sure. Nestle, very beautiful run. Look at that. Wow, that 2 hours is insane. Is that like some kind of like followable low trend line? Probably not. Yeah, maybe. Is it a followable high-end trend line? Is it a channel and a half, this one? Yeah, definitely channeling. You said you're running into the dividends, so I assume the dividend's coming up soon. Look, I think the thing with this is it's trading pretty much like this. It really is. It's a very good-looking channel on the way up. Has it hit resistance? Yeah, 110 is going to be resistance. I'm not sure when the div is for this one. Earnings might be a little while away. is usually the div after by that much. I don't think so. Not sure when the div happens on this stock. But yeah, that 2-hour channel will be the way I'd be playing this one. I'd be looking at this. I'd be looking at the supports it's finding, the resistances. And when it hits 110 again, after, of course, that big sell-off that occurred, somewhere around here, you'd probably expect it to be here just before earnings. So it'll probably move up. It's a slower stock to move, but this is a very nice channel. That's the way I'd be looking at it, Gravity. Very, very good. Shane says, smash the ravishing like button. I feel like I know what you watch, Shane. I've seen that person. Yeah, I know. For sure. That no one else uses ravishing. No one else uses ravishing. They charged the inflation formula. We went third world over last year, says Justin. Probably talking about the US. News, FDA, CDC, and USA halting Johnson & Johnson due to several people getting blood clots. Yep, we've been talking about that one and what it's hitting. And some of the things that's hitting. So Nestle looks like it's in a channel. I would actually look at it that way. From a monthly perspective, there's not much else to say other than 110 is a problem. And if it gets through there, it could be a very good time. Because remember, you're getting through a 2019, 2020 high, and it's recovering into it. So imagine if it gets above 110 on the monthly. Whoo! Could be looking at 120, 125, 130, etc. Very strong pattern. You'd take actually the range and extrapolate it out. On a stock like this, that is going to matter a lot. So good luck on that. Okay, let's move over to some other things. I want to just quickly talk about some other stuff going on. PCC will be first. Now, tomorrow I'll have a very special episode. I'll actually be going through a few different put-call ratio metrics for other specific stocks, and we'll probably cover those. It came to my attention today, thank you, Kevin, that these things exist. And I thought, wow, if they exist, why don't we talk about them? 0.736 on the PCC. So this is the put-call ratio to the US 500. Basically, this means that there's a lot of calls starting to be opened in the markets. Now, I found some interesting information for you as well. Let me grab that information up. Where'd I put it? Here it is. So there are actually now more puts that are open to the sell side than to the buy side. So that means that people are naked selling puts in the market. Now, if you don't understand puts and options, I definitely think you should understand what a basic call is and what a basic, the buy sell of a call and the buy sell of a put. You need to understand those as much as you can because it's important to the market dynamics. What you'll also notice over here on the right-hand side is you're starting to see, let me use a different one, you're starting to see a bit of a spike up here in the amount of calls that are opened in the market. So this means that there's a lot more hype coming through, and this can lead to corrective moves. Now, I don't think it's happening now because we're going into earnings and you'll probably see more calls go through. But if the market continues to spike up here and we get kind of a similar situation to what we had at the end of January, or we get a similar situation to what we had coming into September, this is the type of thing that can dive markets. And then all of a sudden, what could you be doing? You could be actually playing out the sell in May concept. You ever heard of sell in May and run away? That's actually what could be happening just because there's so many naked puts being opened. Wall Street's going to be like, num, 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 num. I want to bite those. Let's eat them. Let's get those people and teach them a lesson for selling naked puts. That is an interesting fact. And we'll continue to watch that on the channel for sure. It's Probot, $2. Hey, Tom. MU on ASX, if you get a chance, please, boss. Yeah, we can do that, man. MU on the ASX. Where are we? Where's our country's flag? MU. Why do I not see it here? Might have to wait for you to tag me there, man. If that is the one, just let me know the code. Usually it's a 3-digit code. A Probot. Usually it's a 3-digit code. Give me that one and we'll check it out. Chronically Sam, Super Chat New Zealand, $5. Thank you so much, Chronically Sam. 500 in the first 35 minutes. Hype please. You really need it today, Sam. We'll see if we can get it for you. How many have we got? Where are we? Let me load this up. Oh, we're there. We're there. Don't you worry. We'll do it right now for you, Chronically Sam. Let's get hyped, guys. Let's get ready to rumble for the market open. Quickly move this across here. We'll get the intro setting for intro 6. This is actually the 6th reiteration of it. Remember, keep sending those memes through. Bring them into the Discord community. If you're not in the Discord community, join up using the link I provided. It's free to get into the basic one, so come do it. And I think I'm ready. I'm certainly ready for today. All right. Woo. Okay, make sure that's loaded. There we go. Micron, no worries, man. We got you, Probot. 2 for $2. Woo! You're asking for a lot. Mitchell, I'm not that smart to have a explanation. I'll do it. All right. There we go. You feeling good, guys? You feeling ready for this? I'm sure XRP holders are already going nuts. They didn't need that. Or maybe they did, just to make them feel a little bit better about it. Okay, so we've got MU coming in here. I'll do both of these. Micron Technologies. This has been a discussion actually in the room as well. We've had some discussion on this one. Micron, whether it's a breakout, whether it's not. Is it that strong, etc., etc. So let's think about the closes here. So these closer points were the most important. Have we closed above it? Yes. Is that a breakout? Yes. Is it very strange the way it's doing it? Not really, because really what's happened here is it's gapped up, it's consolidated or coiled underneath, and it's kind of similar to Bitcoin when it was sitting around 60,000. It's failing, what looks like it's failing to go through. But I would also be looking at volume here, and you'll notice that yesterday's volume was a slight increase. And in fact, this one was equal, this one was lower, this one was increase. Now we're sitting at 96.20 on the pre-market. I think it's not bad. Does it go the full distance off this? So you're probably looking for, let's go from the close down here. So we'll take around that distance is your expectation. I don't care about 100 because it's coiled just below it. So 100 doesn't worry me. This is pointing towards a 107. Let's call it 105. I think there's a potential here in this particular one. I think it has kind of closed above. We go to the weekly. Will that tell us another signal? Yes, it does. Last week was a bullish movement. And this bullish movement means something because think about this. We've got rejection, rejection, rejection. That's all momentum going in the direction of the bulls in terms of going up, up and away. There's a lot of buying pressure around the 82.68. So it's solidified that people want this stock and they're keen on it at the right price. Now that we've got the closure above any other closure ever, because remember the last closure was here, this is also signaling strength. So yeah, I think it's bullish. I don't think it's my favorite one, but it's definitely bullish. The other one you had a question about was ASX. This stock, I don't like this stock so much. So these guys actually run the Australian stock market. And the problem with them is they have a monopoly. And what do monopolies tend to do? They get lazy. They get really, really lazy. And the government actually opened up Chi-X, I believe, and a few others to being able to kind of get into that. This is not a cheap company when you look at the way it's currently being valued. Did it hit support and become a buy opportunity? Sure, it did recently in March. However, I don't like this company. Do some more research on the fundamentals. Also look at the competition that's coming out for it. So check that out. But yes, it did hit support and it's dealing with resistance at this stage. So watch this level, 73.51. Good luck. Good luck. Operation Red Pill. Super chatted twice, it looks like. One with no message. The next one says opinion on LMND lemonade. So LMND, we haven't heard about this one in a little while, probably because it's pulled back quite heavily. Look, we didn't like it when we last looked at it, probably about a month ago. We didn't like it then. Is there something more to be liked now? $80, found buying pressure twice. That's a good sign. What isn't a good sign is it's weakened and closed below yesterday. You notice the pre's up 0.25, but whatever. So I would not particularly like it if it came back down here at 80. But you've actually got an opportunity in the future. And you're not going to probably like what I'm about to say, but the opportunity is you've hit the support. Let's say it comes back down here. Maybe it does something like that, which allows you to consider it on maybe a 4-hour or something like that. But actually you're now going to have to wait for a $100 break. And when you get a $100 break, this will get a lot stronger. It'll probably knock out that previous one. And think about when you get through the milestones here, what happens. If you get through 100, you've made a lightning bolt. If it comes down first and then gets through 100, you've created a smaller double bottom. And then when eventually it does get through, let's say this point here, you've created a larger double bottom. And that will proof, I'm just going to have a guess, it's going to proof pretty well with up here. Wait, let me get rid of my stupid line. Yeah, I'd say I did that pretty okay. So does it proof well with the close? Not great, but that's certainly the resistance. That is a massive problem for this. So Lemonade, I don't really like the chart as it sits, but things can change. And when they change, you may see a participation phase that could be very, very helpful. So I quite like what I'm seeing from the opportunities in the future, technically. Next, we've got another donation coming in here from Corey Place, super chat of $4.99. Can you please look up FBIO? Is that the Biotech? And then also an update on FDA approval. I'm not really doing usually FDA approvals on the channel, man. Let me see if I can find it for you. Latest news. See, the problem is that it makes me really have to read a whole bunch because I need to figure out where things are at. 13th of April. What is this? Nah, it's a bit too hard to approve, like to read these kind of things. From the 7th, and there's an update for the 13th. I'm not going to be able to really read both of those. So we're down to $4.83. 13th of April, there's an update. Let's have a look at the full article. Let's search it. Let me search it here. So F Fortress. Okay. So, in acknowledgement of the letter from the FDA 2021 stated the company's resubmission of the NDA was complete. Okay. Oh, I mean, I don't want to read that. I really don't. I appreciate the donation, but I'm not going to go through that one right now. Maybe someone will post in the Discord community for you if they've had a look through it. $4.82 today. Obviously, there's a problem with it. I'm not sure what that is, and I'm not going to really look at it right now. I think that, you know, you're back on support. So from a technical standpoint, you had that breakout. Maybe that was some type of FDA anticipation. Has it come back down to support? Yes. Do you need it to hold here? Yes, you really do. It needs to hold this zone today. You do not want it to get underneath here because then that creates an avalanche that goes well lower. $4 and $3 becomes quite open. Whenever you're trading biotech companies, they tend to pump and dump. So they tend to have these big runs into let's say, FDA approval or hype and anticipation. And then when the fact comes out, they dump off. We saw another one, which I think was NNOX, NanoX Imaging. I mean, look at the stock now. Look at the pump. Look at the stock now. It happens time and time again. So with these, there are different types of trades. You need to understand how they work. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go into it today. Tyrone Abella, I'll read your one first. $5 Australian, Tyrone. What's going on? US dollar index has just tanked. Please draw a fence below 92. Do I really want to draw a fence below 92? Or do I like it going down? Do I want this to go up? Is there some reason, Ty, we need this to go up? I'm not sure. I'm not drawing no fence above this because the fence won't hold. The fence won't hold. It doesn't look good. Lower highs, that'll break the fence strategy. The fence only goes down when we're feeling good about it. I'm not feeling good about that chart. Lower high, bad. Lower high, bad. And you know it too. Thank you so much, Ty, for the donation. The fence, I'll put it like the fence won't be complete. So it has no right-hand side. We'll leave that there for now. I don't think it'll go too well. What else have we got here? We've also got another one from Fat Killer, $4.99. Not sure if I missed it, but can we have a look at Fisker FSR? We certainly can. We'll check that out in just a few moments. We will look at Fisker. Bitcoin trading just underneath 63,000. This one here is a good one for gold. So if it gets underneath 92, could be a good position for gold and silver. So gold, silver, materials traders in general will like this. That will be strong. Look at how this US 100's going. Yes, look at it go, guys. New high, yeah? Almost on the futures. 13,907. 2 hour, we talked about it at the start of the stream. Look at it go. Now, it has the previous resistances, the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and that could act as support and then bounce through. Oh, I like it. I liked it before, but I like what it's doing. This is cool. What is the beneficiary of this? Before I continue answering other ones, I need to check it out. Right, blockchain 8.87, Mara doing well as well. I checked that before. GameStop 0.98, 142. What can I say? Probably 120, unfortunately. Palantir 23.45, making a small resurgence. Couldn't hold 24 yesterday. It was a bit disappointing to see it couldn't hold that. And of course, Tilray Afria coming a little bit better here in the pre-market. They were down quite a lot more before when we're checking it out. Let's go over to the big ones. Pre-market, Moderna, Zoom, Teladoc, Trade Desk, DocuSign, all of the previous ones. CrowdStrike 1.23, FedEx, Tesla. Someone asked me about Net before. Let's have a look how Net's going. Only up 0.53. This will be an interesting telling day for Net. Can it get above 70 and start to really outperform CrowdStrike and others? Because it is definitely lagging behind. So this is ugly looking chart right now. Let's do FSR, Fisker. FSR, 1478. Damn, that thing's on support. Almighty support. Can we get some falling knives in the chat, guys? Give us falling knives, because that's what this thing is. Look at the knife falling that's occurred on Fisker. We'll go to the weekly, just to show you. There's the chart. We need falling knives in the chat. Yeah, look, the support's definitely been reached. This is a very important zone. I would expect some buyers here. Look, should you be a buyer here? Not technically, unless you like the stock a lot. But you should expect buyers here. This was such a heavy support through 2021, 2020 back end. And it's fallen all the way through all the levels. You know it's acted technically because it bounced off this level, which was previous resistances. It all made sense that this would become support. Then it busted through with some hideous looking candles. And now it makes sense for this to buy off into the 16. However, you're really looking for lightning bolts. You're really looking for more price action whenever possible on these ones. Yeah, FSR on support. It looks all right. but that's a falling knife, so be careful. Dimitri Jackson says Tesla is ripping. Glenn Ang says Square is a monster. Square is unstoppable. It doesn't matter whether it's a market that's in recovery, it's a market that's reopening, it's a reopening play. If it's a market that everything's looking bad, Square's just good. Square's good. Shane says Boomtown. Maybe it is Boomtown. Opinion on TSM. So yeah, my opinion here is it's on support for FSR. HVY Ping Pong super chatted DKK $50. Opinion on TSM, TSMC chip shortage might make it interesting. Yeah, I do think that chip shortages have been pretty good. Taiwan Semiconductor. I think all the semiconductor index looks really, really good. We've covered that last week. We talked about semiconductors being one of the strongest plays. I think semiconductors are going to be on everything. Guys, what's the weirdest thing that you think semiconductors are going to be? Well, not maybe the weirdest thing. They might bring up strange stuff. Can you see semiconductors being in everything in the future? So I could see semiconductors being in like most things that we have around the house, so many things in general. It's going to be crazy. Opinions on BABA, Marcus says. Marcus, just go back a little bit. I did that for a while. So yeah, BABA, big closure, strong look. 240 becomes support now, but that 240 plus breakout was strong yesterday from BABA. TSM looks really, really strong here. 2050 cross, literally happening as we speak. It's acting as dynamic support, and you guys know I love this one. I love the previous support, previous resistance, previous support type of position. Yes, this looks good, and with chip shortages and everything, I still think it looks quite nice. So thank you for the super chat, Ping Pong. Where does it go next? I could see it going 135, 140, and continuing its strong trend. Let's have a look at the monthly to put it in perspective. It's a phenomenal trend, but even then, I still think there's there's room here. It looks crazy on a chart, but it's not that crazy when you consider how many people are going to need these. Derek 4 with $1 million, zeros 4 super chatted Hong Kong $25. Hi with $1 million zeros, Tom. That's right, I remember Derek. Awesome stream as usual. Any chance you can have a look at ADSK and QCOM? Oh, I'm interested in QCOM. Thank you. So QCOM got a downgrade yesterday on it. I can't remember who downgraded it. Again, I don't care what they have to say, but it did knock around the stock. Today we're up 0.55%. We actually pulled back a little bit. You know I like this zone. Nothing changes from yesterday's analysis on this. 135, this 20 moving average is still a nice little bit of support, and we're looking for, I think we kind of need a closure above this 141, just because even though we had the bull here, I feel like this is a coil before it breaks out. So support kind of zone becomes resistance, and then when we break through this for QCOM, we could be looking at some serious strength up to the 160. So I think there's a lot of room here. Double bottom is in play. Double bottom is in play on this. Very good pattern, great structure, base is formed, and when you're in catching the falling knife, this is the type of thing that stops the falling knife. So QCOM is looking good on the charts. Let's have a look at ADSK. Autodesk, oh yeah. Autodesk looked really good the other day. Very similar formation. Previous resistances becoming support. Structure pattern in here, which is effectively a channel on the smaller time frames. Double bottom, whatever you want to call it. Support. Resistance was broken. Great breakout. It's coming closer to an end. I think it's got some kind of strange issues in front of it. Does that? I got through that, so that's fine. I don't see why this doesn't go back to the highs, 320, but I don't know if there's that much potential in it. Like, compared to the other stocks out there, it's had its move, but if you got in here, there's no reason to think this thing is bearish. Looks good. Autodesk looks good. Thank you for the donation, Derek, as always. Cameron Chevalier, $2. JNJ CEO has QQQ calls. Really? Johnson Johnson CEO has lots of QQQ calls. There is a way of getting those, and I'll show you tomorrow on the stream. We'll check it out. But thank you, Cameron, for letting us know that Johnson & Johnson, that person, he wants Basically, what Cameron's saying is this person wants us to be in a pandemic, I guess, so that he can make money out of QQQ calls. That would be wild, wouldn't it? I don't think so. JP Gilliat, super chat at $5. PCG, he should be really rich anyway. California utility recovering from bankruptcy. I think the chart shows we could see a $12.50 to $13 by the end of the month. What are your thoughts, Tom? Well, I have never heard this one, so let's check it out. PCG, I assume it's this. Electric utilities. You said it's utility recovering from bankruptcy. Okay. When you say bankruptcy, they got free money, or like how diluted are these shares? How did this all play out? Yeah, I see what you're talking about. $13. 13's the resistance, no doubt. Trend line is there, especially on the daily. $12 break would expose 13. So you're right about that as well. See how the $12, 1206 area, series a little bit of higher lows coming in. So if this goes right up here, close above, and then just below 13 should find resistance. If it gets through 13, it's actually got more in it though. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't know if it's my preferred play. I usually like to hold something that's got more kind of, I guess, substance afterwards. But yeah, 11.58. It's good. It's all right. Resistance here at the 12. You're right about the 13 being the next target. And you could certainly see it moving into the 12 based on all the previous history. Maybe even draw a little line. I think I just draw it through those two lows. See how it plays out. That's not a good trend line, by the way. It's not valid. This one's much better. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Break above 13, much better, though. Thank you for the $5. Steph C, super chat $2.50. Carla, please, Tom. An eye disease biostock. Oh, yeah, cool. Carla. Weekly. Yes, so it had a big run early. Okay. That was back in 20. Had a big run. Why did that stop? Other than it, of course, going past what I would have been going with, which would be the 12. I know Ty would have been here as well. I would have been like, goodbye at $12. See ya. I'm out of this thing. It's not cool anymore. But it went a little bit higher, went almost to the 15. Yeah, look, it's on base. I'm not sure what happened here. I'd go back and have a look at what all that was about. You need to know what that is about. Remember, if you see something in the charts, go and check out news articles. Go and check out more information about it at that time. Very important to do so. Scroll through here. Support. Support, support. Lower high. Coming back down. I would prefer this. Then move up. So look for the supports actually giving you some kind of double bottom. This is a bit fally knife. So even though it's finding support, I want to see lightning bolt. I want to see double bottom. I want to see some type of pattern that makes sense. And at this stage, we're not getting enough information to make me happy. You close above $8, I think it's back on. Then you can move towards 10, possibly 12. But 10 is the resistance that most people are going to target. I don't mind it. It's not that bad. See how it interacts with 6 as well. Have that on your charts. Go up and down the time frames. And good luck on this one. Russell brings up a good one here. But Sebastian Delisal, super chat $4.99. How do you like core after the IPO? Okay. You know what I feel about IPOs, don't you, Sebastian? I find them very aggressive at the start, and then they usually pull back. And they pull back, and they maybe even go underneath the issue. I mean, I could show you 100 of them. if you wanted me to, that do the same type of thing. Just check out Snowflake. Snowflake went crazy. Then all of a sudden now Snowflake is much, much lower. We might check that in a sec as well. I want to know where Snowflake is today. $40, went up to 62, comes down to 50. There's no technical analysis we can do here. Even if I go to a 15-minute chart, it's just not enough history, not enough. Technical analysis is basically what you're doing is you're trying to find muscle memory or muscle history of the markets. And that's why technical analysis works much better on big blue chip stocks that have been around a long time. It works better on large market caps, places where lots of options are traded, also can be big psychological numbers. All those types of things become important. This is a very hard chart to read. So if it gets under 50, you know it's going to dump. You know that, because I mean, if it gets under 50, look, previous 50 bounced, 50 bounced. If it goes under 50, I think you're looking back at the $40. I really do. Maybe 45, but 40, every $5 is going to count on this. There is nothing else we can do on it right now other than say that. I don't even know if it's, maybe it's trending through the body closes a little bit to the downside. But yeah, watch the 50 on this. And if it closes below, that's going to trigger further selling and more profit taking from the initial IPO. Good luck on this one. Russell Yam, thinking what a lot of people are thinking, $3. How is JD looking? It's a very good thought process. And Russell, I did talk about this in the private community today. JD is not doing so well. So this is actually a stock that I don't mind, but I like it at the right price. So it's 77.28 down 1.74%. So this is kind of like the negative benefactor. Like it was the benefactor a little bit from the BABA news, but at the same time, now with the BABA fine, that's Alibaba, by the way, and all of that stuff, we're on to a totally different scenario. So now we're looking at 77.28 here. If it closes underneath this support, that is bad. So check this weekly. No weekly close underneath this zone. Go to the monthly. See how far we are away from the monthly, how much it's moved up. I'm actually thinking that if JD goes underneath these levels and it closes this week negative, it could continue its decline, but I actually quite like the stock. So where would I be looking at? I'd actually be looking at a monthly, and it may sound crazy, a monthly 20, which I think would meet it somewhere around this $70-ish. It's still pulling back. What I've done is I've taken a fib of the whole move, and then I've considered this as the zone. So you know I like 38.2s and you know I like 50s. So somewhere in this zone, I would love to see it hit a monthly 20. Fed buying the dip on the dollar, says Mountain Fortress. $92.048. You reckon they're buying it? Yeah, the US dollar is still showing quite heavy weakness there. Yeah, so the 38 and the 50 fib, I could see a pullback coming in here after the BABA news, and then actually I think JD is getting a bit of a foothold, so maybe it bounces off that zone. Thank you again, Russell. And full in Japan. Oh my goodness, I'm not catching up fast enough here. Full in Japan, yen 200. Tom, why good CPI makes dollar down? So look, yeah, you can't really read into it too much, because good CPI, you would think, well, that means they need to print less money, blah, blah, blah. I don't really think that that's necessarily the whole metric here. How come it goes down? I mean, I thought it was weak on the charts. It could be just an excuse. I'll do it in the video tomorrow. I have to just think about it a little bit. I have to do some more digging here. But yeah, with the news, you've got to go past the normal rhetoric. It's not about the normal rhetoric. It's about something more than that. So full in Japan, I will do the analysis on it tomorrow. Don't worry. James Hess, super chat of $5. HL Hekala Mining. All right, let's check out these. We'll start running through them as much as we can. Some mineral stock, precious materials. Remember, guys, if you're watching all these types of things we're doing here, they'll work on commodities, they'll work on crypto, they'll work on anything. It's the same kind of concept, just not soft commodities and really heavily news-based penny stocks, etc. HL, what is this? So this thing is $3.18 billion. It's come down recently. I'm not sure which precious metals it's in, which is probably a pretty important thing to know. Very tough chart. Like, that is horrible to me. Go back to the weekly. It's horrible. I don't even know if I have a pattern. I don't think I've got anything for this. I mean, that level there matters. Even though it's been above there, the closes matter. So that level matters. And maybe in some strange world, there's... Nah, I really don't have much on this one, man. Daily, volume's horrible. Horizontal support resistance around 552. Possibly that's okay. Cut the rubbish out for a second. Resistance, supports, resistances. Yeah, this is a good zone. So I don't mind this 550. If it comes down further to the 550, I do expect buying pressure, and I think the 650 is worth watching on the weekly. Good luck with this one. That's all I can say about it at this stage. Dimitri Jackson, super chat $5. Tesla, one call strike, 685. I remember you, Dimitri. Expiring 30th of the 4th. Tesla call strike, what? 710 expiring 30th of the 4th, so 30th of April. Right? I got to say that. Wait a second. When I say 30th of April, we do it a different way. So I'll always say April rather than the 4th. So basically, he's got two Tesla call strikes. It looks like they're expiring at different prices, and they're expiring at the end of April. Well, Tesla is a good stock at this stage. It looks like it's up 1.75%. It doesn't care about the news today. 720 remains the resistance. You know, I've been talking about this for a while, Dimitri. You mentioned last week about your 785s. I said I didn't want to know about them, as you know. There are some good bits of news. So the first bit is the daily 20 is, of course, following behind. What do you know? The daily 20 acted as dynamic support. So as the price moves up, this will move up with it. So you know that that's going to at least put some foundational base behind your position. Then if it gets past 720, you know that that's when the interesting movement happens, because of course 720 you would expect movement and participation to the 780 800 zone on Tesla. I don't really think there's much noise over here. There's not much really happening on the left hand side, so therefore it opens up the ability for the right hand side to really push through. It looks good. 700 close was good. That's why it's triggering a 715 almost on the open today. That's how TA works. And now 720 remains the level that people will be looking at through the session. I think that's where a lot of sellers will come in just before it, like this 718 to 720. Watch the lines there. The volume is going to be very important around this area, the bid asks. AAPL is going to push the upper Bollinger Band soon around 140, says Kevin. Yeah, that's certainly very possible. Expectations for today's market. Look, US 100 maybe goes towards the 13, well, new highs, I guess. It looks like it's going to do it. I would have said that coming in. The US 100 was very, very strong. We did the analysis before. What's the last high? So the last high is 13,910. I think we could potentially hit that out today as people push into these stocks, especially if people really get scared about the pandemic stuff. We know that had a big push into tech. It could be another catalyst to get tech through. Let's have a look at Square here, 0.55. TDOC now 1.45. Third up Webull. Moderna now only 5.6, but check this out. So we've got Tesla 1.72, big part. Shopify 1.5. Trade Desk 1.5. Zoom 1.35. We scroll down a little bit further. Splunk, another big one, 0.89. PayPal 0.94. Zscaler, like all of these stocks really push a lot of these push the Nasdaq around quite a lot. So for them all to be green, I think the real market might pull them even further. There are a few stocks in there that are actually kind of, in my opinion, a little bit undervalued to current price. So I could see them going well. Dimitri, yep, that's our thoughts on Tesla. Good luck there, sir. And then we've got Darth Sidious, super chat $2. Block ETF for my bloke at JCI5M3. So there you go, JC. You have to say thank you to one of the mods. He's donated for you to look at block, which I assume is this. Okay. Block ETF. What the hell is going on here? Okay, we'll go low, close here. Man, it's even higher here. That's an ugly looking thing, but it is in a range. So look, it's trading range, therefore you trade it like range. You would basically be taking the distance from here to here. There is a reason that I put the dailies all through here. Again, people who've done the course will understand. It's got to do with closes. It's very important to focus on closes more than wicks, if possible. Most of the price action here looks like it's trying to get back to the 61.60. And if it closes above 61.60-ish zone, you could be in for a 75 move. Go back and have a proof. It does care a little bit about round numbers. Stopped at 40. 50 didn't stop it, but 50 became a decent support buying. 60, obviously where it stopped this time. So every 10 matters. 61, 70 could be a problem, and then 75. Yeah, it does look good. Series of kind of like movement that looks good here. Other than that, don't have much. Thank you for the donation, Darth. Tom, with coin IPO in the hype, do you think it'll have a pop? Can an ETF have a pop of something like that? Yeah, look, things might... this one popping because of coin, I don't think so. I mean, maybe... It's really tough to say what pops off other things. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes it's obvious in retrospect. And I think this is one that might be obvious in retrospect, the way it plays out. I think this Coinbase IPO, there's got to be a trap here because everyone's asking me about it. Everyone. And I've seen it around the internet. It's in the comment section. Tom, Coinbase. It's all happening. And I think that's a problem. Like, I'm not a big fan when everybody says, oh, you've got to be in this. Like, that's usually a trap to me. I like it when you have an opinion and that opinion is completely different to everybody else's, but you know it's cemented in really good concepts, then usually you tend to do a lot better than when everyone thinks it from the retail herd. It's when you need to spot something before it happens. And usually technical analysis lets you do that. Check the FANG last week. When we were looking about the FANG the last 2 weeks, we were all loving the FANG. Now all of a sudden the mass media loves the FANG, but that happened 2 weeks later when the biggest move already occurred. Jacob Croft says, at FX Evolution, are you able to have a look at the TSX market? Would like to hear your thoughts on Galaxy. What's the general idea of Coinbase tomorrow? What do you all think? I think it'll bring a lot of eyes to the markets, which I think is a big thing. So I think it's going to continue to elevate cryptocurrency into the general discussion. I think it's going to be plastered all over a lot of media, which is going to, again, help cryptocurrency. The way I think of it is Coinbase, if you're in it early, it's glorious. Is there going to be hype? Sure. Will it trade crazy? I'm sure it will trade very wild the first couple of weeks because people will be interested in it. But I think it could be the onset of what we're seeing right now. Look at Bitcoin move, 62,800. You know, it's through 60,000 coming into this bit of news. Check out this dollar index, guys. 92,015. Jason Kiloffer says, no money to be made if everyone is agreeing on the stock. Correct. La Porchetta IPO. Is that serious, Daniel? They're IPOing, as in like the pizza joint. I didn't even know they were IPOing. That is so funny. That is so funny. GL, we'll check this one out for you, Jager. Oh, look at it go, Jager. You're so happy with this one, I'm sure. Yeah, man, that is completely psycho. And you know what I think about completely psycho? It's going to blow off, and it'd be pretty brutal. Check out the smaller time frames here. Follow it up. Look, nothing to be concerned about yet, but that's too big a move. You go back to the weekly, you'll see. That's vertical, man. $3 billion market cap. That's vertical. Very far away. Be on the smaller time frames. Look for sequences negative. You know what to do, Jager. That is off its head, though. So we are 10 minutes away from market open. Thank you so much for your support, guys. We've got 1,315 people joining us here for Tuesday market open. Thank you for the likes and everything as well. We've got 638, so big thumbs up to you for helping us out. And yeah, hopefully you guys have been enjoying the streams recently. Just to recap, we've got strong moves across most of the cryptocurrencies. ADA actually popping a little bit further as we were talking during this stream. I think it's going towards that 147. Look at it go. 138 here. Strong breakout. This was probably the best coin pattern we had coming into today's session. I like this one a lot. We talked about this before. You can go back and have a look at it. This closure here to me was very bullish, and now we're continuing on. I think 147 will be selling pressure, but it could be trying to reprice itself to the new Ethereum price. Let's load up CoinMarketCap quickly. Let's load up CoinMarketCap. Can we get some rocket ships in the chat for some of the big coins here? We need rocket ships. XRP trading at 76. Cardano trading at 43. Would go to around, what, 50 bill if it gets up there. And then Polkadot will be next. Still aiming for $50 on Polkadot. That's my aim there. And Litecoin. Oh, I said I'd do Litecoin. 266. Let me do Litecoin. Do I really want to do Litecoin? Look. Nah. All right. Let's go over here to LTC. Let's check it out. 265. Yes, yes, yes. That is looking much better. Go to the weekly. Good breakout. Go to the daily. It's a very strong looking candle coming off this. And I think if people were trading this, look, you've done well. That's a very nice trade. Previous resistances becoming support. Very nice trade. LTC was a bit of a dog a few weeks ago, but that's a very, very, very solid positioning. And people that did that, you know, you got to be proud if you buy those levels, because it's a strong level, previous resistance acting as support, movement up. Where does LTC go next? I would probably go to BTC versus LTC, or LTC versus BTC. What is it? LTC versus BTC. You can see the movement up here, probably somewhere around. A lot of people are saying to me, oh, Tom, I think LTC should go back up here. No. I don't think so. But what I do think is it's very valid for it to get back up into these points, ratio-wise. So if you get your ratio back up in there, that's probably where LTC craps out. Remember, think about ratios. Every coin's just all ratioed to each other as they go up. That's what the most important thing is. How's the old Bitcoin Cash going? 716, it's doing well. We checked that out. That had a nice breakout on the other day as well. What a great pickup. We definitely were talking about this. So another very strong pickup. Resistance, bang, bang. And I think that cracks a new high too. It makes sense. It's time for this to do it. Tom does not want to do LTC, lol, says Dave. Yeah, that's right, I didn't. But we did it anyway. Why not? Daniel Voss is super chatting something I don't want to do as well. $10 Doge, Tom. Let's go, Tom. Take a look. You know you love it. I don't know if I love it. I don't know. I'm happy when you guys make money, though, so that's good. Yes, I saw it. I looked at Doge. With XRP moving, how could you not look at Doge? And yes, this chart looks bonkers. And yes, it looks like it wants $1. It's almost insane. So yeah, Doge is going long at this stage. We've got a closure above the previous any closes here on the 4 hour. Very good. 8 hour hasn't confirmed that. But look, once Doge gets through this line up here, you know that people are going to get hyped on it again. They're already hyped. 0.07, 0.08, 0.09, and the magical 0.1. This is going to be where Doge finds all the resistances, because that's how the way it trades. It trades incredibly like the retail community likes to take profit, etc. It's looking good. It's looking good. 4 hour closure to me is very important. This breaking above is also very important, and as long as it can get even a tick above here, it's got the chance of going towards 0.09, which is still a good little percentage. Be very careful in something like this. It's pumpy dumpy, and therefore stuff like that occurs. Big pump equals big dump. So it's going to be linked to XRP's health as well. We are 5 minutes off market open. Let's do our rechecks. Let's get our screeners up. Where are we? There we are. Guys, vote on what you want in the bottom left-hand corner today. Which stock do you want in there? I'll chuck in Tesla because I think it's going to be an interesting one for the open. We'll chuck that down on the 5 minute chart. We've got our Nasdaq. Vote these two left. Vote these two left because I'm sick of doing some of the ones we do. So what do you want to see, guys? Spam the chat with everything that you've got going on and show me which ones you want on the left-hand side. Kramer, what's happening with Kramer? What's Kramer doing? Jim Cramer is like morning disc jockey pushing buttons and screaming about how great a particular stock is, only to evaluate the same stock 2 months later and tell you it's garbage. That is true. He loves it though. I love Kramer. I like him just because, you know, it's not an easy job, guys, to get on TV and crap on about a stock every day. You can't actually be correct. You know that, yeah? He has to talk about it. He has to. So what's he going to say? He has to be topical. He has to be kind of outspoken. That's what's going on. All right. PLTR, ALP, IWM, NEO. Oh, NEO. I'm not... Oh, there's so much spam. What's going on here? All right. PLTR, I think, is winning. So we'll chuck that over here. And then, man, we have no AMC or GME. Look at it. None of it. AAPL, Silvergate. IWM seems to be doing all right as well. All right, we'll chuck IWM over there. We can look at Apple anyway. All right, we will go on a 2 hour IWM. 221, looking much better here, only down 0.02. So we're 3 minutes away from market open. Just for the hell of it, let's get hyped up. Let's get ready. Live market analysis. Let's do it. Guys, I need this as much as you do. Thank you to 1,300 people that are here. Thank you for hitting the like button and everything else. There was one GME, only one. 2 AMCs. AMD, yeah, we probably should do that one as well. That's true, Aaron. I did tell you spam. Oh. Is that the Nasdaq? Have you not got that XRP? Catherine says GME all day, every day. There we go. We've got a true believer here. Good work. QQQ will be at record. Oh my God, record high. That's right. Don't stuff around. We need record highs. Lots of eights. Lots of eights is always lucky. So here we go, guys. We are very close. Oh, do we even have the opening bell? We've got the opening bell ready here for you. There we go. So you'll probably be coming into sync with the market right about now. So I'll ring the bell for you guys. Here we go. Congratulations. Tuesday market open has been completed. And then we'll watch it together. AMD was down 5%. Yeah, it was. It was down a lot. Smash the like button. Thank you very much, Johnny. Appreciate that. So US 100 set to open around 13,888. Looks like we're going to try for all-time highs here. We've got PLTR 2332 up 0.21%. This was a very disappointing chart yesterday. PLTR Had like all these block walls and all sorts of madness going on it from what I hear. That was a very unfortunate day. Tesla set to open at 7:12. Here we go. How does it go? Open 7:13. It looks like US 100. There's only a 1 minute chart, so that's what's going to look very crazy. 5 minute on Tesla, 2 hour on IWM, and then the rest. We've got over here on the right hand side, you can see silver up 2%, dollar index 92. Guys, it's coming under pressure. 92. Look, 91, 996. Damn. BTC 62,705. Ethereum 2224. And XRP back to the 170. Very nice. Strong XRP. So here we go. Can we get past 13.9 for the Nas? What else happened? Square and TDOC both opened up quite green. Let's check out the broader markets. Let's have a look. Percentage change. Moderna doing well off the Johnson & Johnson news. If you don't know, looks like Johnson & Johnson have been temporarily halted, and that's caused the Nasdaq to have a bit of a rally in it that was probably going to have anyway. Got DocuSign doing second best. That's just an excuse. Roku 2.14. Teladoc now 2.87. I'll tell you a tip. We're talking about this in the private Discord community. Remember, if you want to join the private Discord community, you can do so here or through fxevolution.com. Public is also a lot of fun. Send me memes in the public, by the way. 3.25%. So this actually usually runs into earnings, and there is some strong correlations there. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow if I've got time. Trade Desk, Twilio, Zoom, DocuSign, Tesla. It's all good. Negatives, Johnson & Johnson, of course, will be the worst of these big ones. Baidu, Airbnb, another recovery play. That's right on support. It needs to hold 175 hard. I'm actually pretty loving Airbnb, so hopefully it does hold that zone for me. This is the area I'd like to watch it carefully. Let's just say that. I'll be watching it carefully. American Express 0.86. Goldman Sachs 0.75. Let's go to the watch list. Percentage change. Riot Blockchain up a lot. Mara will be up a lot as well. BlackBerry somehow is up. And the one that's down the most are the weed stocks. Sundial now trading at 90 cents. Ugh. Weed stocks getting hit. And GameStop 0.28. Jake Bean, US $5. Can you take a look at WDFC? WDFC. Oh, look at Tesla Go, guys. 717, 718. Yes. Let's see how, I want to see how it interacts with this 718 to 719 zone. Okay. This is where I expect some little people to have little cells. I want to watch it on the 1 minute. Can we get a 720? Oh, 719. Oh, sell. 720. Come on now. I'm watching. Oh, 720. Look at that instant sell and then bang, just massive buying. 721. Okay. 722 almost. 722. Dude, Tesla's on fire. Look at it go. 2.83%. Rockets in the crowd for Tesla. Where's Harry? Exactly, Chronically Sam. Harry's literally, he's under the table in a good, he's just very happy. Very happy today, Harry. 720. Maybe he sold his Tesla accidentally. GME stalled. Yeah, GME has stalled. I think 120, unfortunately, will be next support for GME. So Tesla's hit the 720. Let's see how it interacts throughout the day. That would probably going to be where I thought it would get to. I'm still thinking there could be some resistance around here. Remember, this is a 1 minute chart. It's beginning. Harry is too happy to answer. That's right, Gravity. Harry's getting a name for himself in here. I love it. I love it. Thanks. Pass says, thanks, Tom, for the great content as always. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Let's do this one for Jake Bean. Again, Daniel Voss, thank you for your donation about Dogecoin. Yes, I wish you the best on the Dogecoin, and every 0.01, as you know, is important for the technicals. Jake wanted WDFC. Harry's back. He's back, guys. He just says bye, bye, bye. WDFC. Whoa. What's going on here? Industrial Specialists, 3.61 billion. Oh, the weekly. Okay. The weekly. Let's take the fib of the last pull. So we'll take the fib from the low here up. Now, guys, don't draw fibs wrong. Please. I had someone send me a text message. Not text message. A email. And it was the fib was drawn the wrong way. I've seen YouTubers draw the wrong fib. It was backwards. I'm like, oh my God, don't draw backwards fib. It's so bad. Left to right, guys. Left to right. Just draw the fib correctly. Otherwise, it's completely pointless anyway. Look, yeah, it's coming down to the 50 area. I think that hopefully this can be... it's a falling knife, so you don't want to be involved. But if it hits like something like this 50 exponential around the 50... fib pullback of the last pull, and I took it from here rather than here because I think this was kind of its own move in itself. It broke through the resistance and then kept going on. So I like it more in this area, and I hope that it bounces there. Again, falling knife, big gap, probably some news. Yeah, it looks like earnings. There's the earnings report. So after earnings, it takes time to stabilize. Usually what happens after earnings is it has an initial shock, a pull up. Then if it comes back down again, you know it's going to a new low. It traditionally does do that. So even though it may look like it's on support, I feel like it could go even lower. And look for lightning bolt, look for double bottom. You know what to do at these prices. So yeah, very important you be careful on this chart. What is this earnings? How bad is it exactly? Check it out. Do the fundamentals with the technicals on something like this. Lego Spartan super chatted Singapore $5. Shout out to all the Tesla moo-moos. Thank you, Lego Spartan. And yeah, Tesla is moving today. 7.23 at the time of just clicking the button over. Damn, guys. You love Tesla. 7.23. I'm happy for you. I am. Very happy. It looks good. Where's my square? Oh, net 1.61. Oh. Teladoc up 4%. Praise. And Square up 2%. I don't mind today. It's all right. Today is a green day. The Bitcoin's up. The Ethereum's up. The ADA is 137. That's good. The crappy coins are moving. It's all good. All right. Catch you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. And of course, same time, same place. You know what's going on. Basically, with today, it's just really going to be about these recoveries. We know that the US 100 is on a rocket ship already. We've been talking about it for a while. This is the type of catalyst that just pushes it through. CPI was nothing to worry about. Told you, CPI doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is what J Powell says, the amount of money the government prints, and tensions. Tensions are bad as well. So 13,936 is pretty big. Let's see if we can go towards the 14. I'd expect at 14 there will be some resistance, but it looks like the session is started off with a crack. And yeah, 1 hour was where we found it. If you're not sure how we found it, we were looking at this and then bang, so straight through early on. So I'm sure a lot of day traders were happy with that as well. All right. Someone said Robin Hood frozen. I don't know. Got to get you to 1K likes first, my dude, says Matthew Marrett. Are we at 1K? Let me refresh. No. We're at 710, but I do appreciate it. 710. Maybe we're at more. I don't know where the likes and dislikes and things are nowadays on this stream. All right. See everybody. Catch you tomorrow. J-Rock says AMC, GME with Gorillas. Hopefully it works through. And PLTR, didn't even do it today. Let me have a look at PLTR. PLTR. At least it's moving in the right direction. Get above 24, damn it. 24 is the spectre on this stock. But once it gets above there properly and finishes, then you can be excited. Look, as long as that 2280 holds, you're all good. Catch everyone. Bye. Join the Discord, guys. Click